you guys, it's your girl Cassie J, and I am back again to give you another review for Love After Lockup. This is season number 3, and this is also episode number 3. I did not do last week's episode, but it was actually pretty good. I just didn't do it. Sorry, you guys. I recorded it, I just didn't upload it. It just time got away from me. So I might still put it up, but I did not put it up last week. But I'm here to do this week's, and this one was Date with Destiny. I am very excited that they did introduce one of the couples. There were still 2 couples that they were missing. So we did get to meet one of them. We're still missing one. So I was a little disappointed about that. I was hoping we were going to meet both of them, but we only got to get to meet one. So one of the couples that we got to meet was Shonda and Tyrese. So Tyrese is, I think he's like 50 something. He's an engineer who likes ass. So his girlfriend that he's dating there's a 21-year difference between the two of them. I don't understand what's going on with all these couples with these large age gaps, but there's these. I'm not gonna say that they don't work when you have a large age gap. I know that there's relationships that can work. However, the concern for me, just like with all these other couples and their families and friends, is that you have these age gaps and you're dating somebody that's in prison that you don't know naturally. Now, he says that he has a good job. He makes good money. People do perceive him as a womanizer. But he was like, he's not that guy. He's a cuddler. He likes long walks on the beach and at the park. We'll see. Him and Shonda have been dating for 2 months. She's in jail for 3.5 years for selling drugs. And he has 3 kids that do not, of course, know about her. He goes and shops to get her some clothes because she's supposed to be getting out in 2 days. He takes his friend Tangi with him that he's been knowing for 10 years. And Tangi doesn't know much about her. She does know that he's dating someone that's in prison, but doesn't know really much else. So he lets her know, there's an age difference. And of course, like any natural friend is concerned that, what are you going to do with this young girl? Like, are you really serious about her? Do you really think that she loves you, or she's using you for your money? I kind of think she's using him for his money. I really do. He ended up spending like $600 on clothes. I don't think that we'll have to just see how this is going to unfold. So that's the new couple. Now, we're going to get back into the old couples. Christiane and John. She says yes. It left off with him proposing to her when she got out of jail. And she says yes. She was very excited to see him. It looks like it was a genuine connection. However, it just kind of kept going. It kept progressing because the next thing was he took her to his truck chapel that he made, and you could tell that she was a little bit hesitant. Like, she was like, oh, I didn't know we were, like, this was the next step. Like, today, I understand that naturally the next step would be for us to get married, but I didn't know it was happening at this very moment. And they only had like 20 minutes at this point. So time is running out for them to get on the road and get her to the halfway house. He already had a dress for her. Unfortunately, the dress did not fit. So he was like, put your prison clothes back on. Just put on my jacket. Let's get this going. And at that moment, I could tell that she was starting to panic. and she was getting overwhelmed, and she was having second thoughts about it, because it was like she kind of agreed to do it, but then it was kind of like, it was also one of them situations where everyone's looking at you. You know, when people do those proposals in front of everybody, you don't want to say no because you don't want to embarrass them, but you really want to say no because that's not what you really want to do. And it was kind of one of them situations. It's like, oh, this is happening. People are here. I don't want to tell you no because we're like right here, but I really don't want to do this. We'll see what happens next week, how that's going to end, because they were down to 8 minutes at that point. Maurice and Jessica. So Maurice is out. They're on their way back to the house. Of course, he already had said from last week he wanted to have sex. And when they get to the house, he's, you know, happy to be out. On his way to the house, he called his family, let them know, you know, I'm out. I'm going to have to come out to California. I want to see my family, but I also have to go out there to see my probation officer, because he had to transfer his probation to Las Vegas, because that is where his wife lives, and that's where he's going to be doing his probation, because he wants to be with his wife. But he did make a comment where he was like, well, I might just go out here, you know, and not tell them. And it was like, yeah, don't do that, because you'll get in trouble, so don't do that. And he was like, oh, okay, I won't do that because I don't want to get back in no more trouble. Now, when they get to the house, he's ready to have some alone time with his wife. He looked at the camera crew and was like, why are y'all still here? And they was like, oh, don't let us stop you from living your life. Like, we're just going to capture everything. I think that would be a little uncomfortable, and it's definitely something to get used to, having a camera following you around and, you know, not to be looking at it the whole time. Like, yeah, it's a lot to adjust to, being out in the free world and the fact that you're coming out to a camera crew following you. But they do it, of course, and Jessica's still dealing with the struggles of if he really is wanting to be with her, or if it was just that he got married to her just for the conjugal visits. They go to the airport. Maurice is like super hype about seeing the airplanes. It's like, oh, airplanes. I'm so like amazed by them. And they're amazing. But then he's also was like, I'm terrified to get on the plane too. And I get that, because I like to fly because I want to go certain places. That's the only way to get there. However, I get motion sickness, so I don't like to fly either. So it's like a love-hate relationship with it. So I get it. Now, Lindsay and Scott. Okay. I still am creeped out a little bit with Scott too, because I feel like Scott don't have any teeth. I just need somebody to explain to me what's going on with Scott's mouth, because it just seems like, I mean, what's going on like with this area right here? I just need somebody to explain to me what's going on with this area. That's all. I just need you to explain to me what's happening, and I can move past it. I just need an explanation, please. So Scott is going to go to the airport to pick up Lindsay, but he needs to get prepared. So he goes and he picks up a steak dinner, okay? He going to get steak, but he don't know how she likes her steak prepared. That's very critical. I don't know about you guys. Anybody that eats steak out there, it's important to know the way you want your steak, because I don't want my steak medium. I don't like red like that. I want it medium well. Medium's a little too red for me. I don't need no blood coming out. Like, I don't need to see that. I want medium well. I don't like it well done that's burnt. I don't care what nobody say well done is burnt. But he goes and get the steak. He's trying to be nice. He's trying to be thoughtful and make it real romantic, like and special. He gets the champagne. And then he wants to go in a limo, but the car gets declined. Scott, I thought you had money, like money. How you got cars getting declined? But then he pulls out a different card and he was like, oh yeah, so this is something people do, when they, it's like when you get caught up, it'll be like, oh yeah, so, when you got a lot of stuff going on here, you just kind of get lost in with things and, it's just so much going on. And the driver was kind of like, oh yeah, just let me see that card. Let me run that card. Let me just make sure this card works. I don't really care what's going on. I just want to make sure I get my money. Scott thinks he spent like 15 to 20 something $1,000 on her. He said he's lost track. He hasn't been keeping track. That's not a good sign to me as somebody that that's just not a good sign for someone, period. Like a responsible person. You need to be keeping a balance of your money. Even if you have money like that, even if you have a good job, you have steady income, you should still be keeping track of your expenses. That's just responsible for people who have money and people who don't have money. Regardless, I just feel like you need to keep track of your money. I don't understand how you're not keeping track of your money. But later he goes and says, with everything that's been going on with her and all the money he's been spending and sending and all this, that, and the third, that he had to move money here, there, and this and that. To me, that does not sound like somebody that has all this money that he claimed he had in the beginning when he was talking to the interior decorator when he told her that he didn't have a budget. If you had money like that to tell somebody that you don't have a budget to decorate a house, why are you moving money all around? You should just have unlimited funds in all of your accounts since you don't have a budget. Scott, I feel as though your story is starting to, cracks are starting to come. The lies. Okay? And then Scott does something else that didn't make sense to me. He goes to the airport to pick her up and he says that he did not get official confirmation from Lindsay that she was going to be at the airport, that she was going to be getting released and gonna be there that day. It's another sign that you're not responsible. So you don't spend all this money, drove all the way out there, and you're not 100% sure that she's gonna be there that day. Scott is just, he's doing too much for me. You're doing too much for me. You're moving funny, irresponsibly, crazy. Now, on to the next. Quail and Chevelle. Now, Quaylin's mom is still concerned with the news that Quail told Chevelle that he's not moving to Texas. He's wanting to stay in Kansas City. So they're at the hotel and she tells Chevelle that she doesn't feel that this is the right time for Quail to be in a serious relationship because, he's just not getting out of jail. He's been away a long time. And she asked her, do you think that this is the right decision for him to make at this time? Do you think that it's healthy for him to be in a relationship with you since he's been away? He doesn't know anything about the world today, what it's like to be in society. It's been 17 years since he's been, away, been out in the world. He doesn't know anything about what today looks like out here. Also, she felt like, do you think that it's a smart thing for him to be in Kansas City, seeing that this is where he got in trouble? Do you think that you can prevent him from getting in trouble? Do you think that you're going to be able to keep him out of trouble here on your own? Like, what is it? What's your plans? What are your goals for him? And Chevelle said that I do feel that I can help him because me and you have the same visions for him. Me and you both want the best for him. We don't want him to go back. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that he stays on the right path too, because I'm trying to make sure he goes forward, not backwards. Then Quaylin's mom says that she was under the impression that they both were supposed to have been coming to move to Texas. That, I was a little confused a little bit on that, because first you said that you didn't think that it was a good idea for him to be in a relationship. But then you turned around and said, oh, well, I thought that y'all was supposed to both be coming. So it's like, do you want him in a relationship with her, or you don't want a relationship with her? I feel like it's just, you don't mind him being in a relationship with her. You don't have a problem with her. You're just upset that he wants to stay here. And the fact that she's here, he wants to be here. Now, if she comes to Texas, I don't think you're going to have a problem with the girl. Unfortunately, your son is an adult, and it's his decision. And unless he's depending on you in some kind of way, financially or something, you really can't do anything about it. He's grown. I know it's hard, but that's a decision that he has to make. I mean, you can talk to him about it, but we'll see. So the next day they go, and they're going to pick him up. They're on the way. They're both back on the same page because they're happy, they're excited, but they're nervous because it's kind of one of them things like, I'll believe it when I see it. When he gets out, I want to see him. And Chevelle makes the comment, he's going to be happy to see his mom, and hug her for the first time, but he's also going to be happy to see his girl because he knows he's going to get some. And the mom was like, damn, you know that's what that man looking forward to. You've been gone all that time. He wants some loving that you can't give. It's nothing like a mother's love, but it's nothing like Let's stop playing like we ain't all adults here, okay? All right. Now, we gotta wait till next week to see him get out because, we TV drug it out, so we didn't see him get out. Moving on to the last couple, which was Destinie and Shawn. Destinie, you were a part of the title. It was, A Date with Destinie was the name of this episode. Destinie gets out. Really, that was all that happened with that couple today. It was Shawn made tacos for her at the hotel. He wanted her to he wanted to do something nice for her because she was saying that she had wanted tacos. That was something she wanted. So he made her some tacos. And he went to go pick her up. Remember, Shawn did not know how she looked because he had not seen her. She refused for him to see her because she said that she was a little insecure because she had sent him a picture, but she said she didn't look like that picture anymore because she had gained some weight. I believe, yes, she had gained some weight. However, I believe that picture was heavily filtered too. And yes, makeup does change a person. It was hard for me to tell, like, if that lady was the same person in that picture because her pictures looked different. It was just all over the place. Shawn said that she wasn't his typical type. He does like short women, but he said he liked short, slimmer women. So he did acknowledge that she was a little bit on the heavier side than what he preferred. She also said that he wasn't her typical type either, but she recognized that he had some handsome characteristics to him. So she felt like they could develop some kind of romantic physical attraction to each other. So it wasn't a total loss, as she said. And he felt a connection to her too. He was like, when she kissed him, she could tell that she was really into him, and it wasn't just from them just talking. So hopefully they can work things out. However, Shawn does have some secrets that he has to tell her, which I guess we'll find out later on in the show. That was it. It was a borderline episode for me. It wasn't anything that was too exciting other than the fact, like I said, we met the new couple. So hopefully next week we'll meet the last new couple because, like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to drag this out before we get to see everybody. I'm debating whether to put up that episode, but regardless. Thank you all. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, share, all the good stuff. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.